with Angel Creations. Welcome back to my craft room. Okay, so let's put our pen where we're not going to lose it today, right? Hopefully I'll look for it there. Okay, so now today we are going to, obviously we're going to make a cute little Valentine craft. We're going to be using this from the Dollar Tree. Now this is from years past. They do have something very similar to this year. I think the stripes are going across and it might be like an ombre, but we're going to be using this, although I'm going to flip it around and it can be a double-sided Valentine. Now, I did take Gooby Gone because that was a bad idea. I took Gooby Gone because I took the sticker off and I said it's a couple years old. It was really gummy under there. Now, I ruined that. If we were gonna paint it or anything like that, it's pretty much ruined, unfortunately, right? Don't put Gooby Gone. It's an oil-based, citrusy oil. So that, no matter how much I took the heat gun to, it won't come off. So if you do that, you have to do the whole thing. But we're not going to worry about it because we're going to cover this in antique Waverly wax anyway. And then we have some layers that are going to go on top of it. Let's take our toggles off of this to begin with. Here, we will put them aside. I think we'll make a beaded hanger out of it. So I do have a little Dixie cup of those dark wooden beads that I buy at the Dollar Tree. They kind of have the big hole, remember? But anyway, so we're just gonna leave that little bow on. It's perfect, perfect. And we're gonna take some antique Waverly wax, and I'm gonna get a paper towel handy. Let's put these aside over here. And I'm trying to decide, I think I'm going to use a baby white to put it on because it thins it and it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to do that. So we're just going to do it off the cover here, off the cap of our Waverly wax, our Elma Fudd Waverly wax. And then, whoa, I already made a mess here. I sprinkled it all over. And then we're just going to give that a zhuzhing with our antique Waverly wax so it looks darker than it really is. But we're going to go with the MDF in this case. We're covering so much of it that I just thought it would look cute. We're going to take a little white paint after this and give it a little bit of like a wood grain, or you know how I zhuzh things up. It's almost like a reverse, what do we call it? Like when we, what do I usually call it? Sorry. Anyways, we're gonna do the reverse of that. We usually darken up our things after they've been painted white with the antique wax, and we're gonna actually do the opposite. All right, so I think that's probably enough. I'm gonna give it a little time to dry. Let's give it a little air and see if we're gonna need another coat. Because if it gets too light, I'll want to darken it up. But I think it's gonna be okay. Give it just a little air in a spot over here. Yeah. Alright, I decided to do one more coat. There's this weird line. Can you guys see this weird line going down? I don't know what that is all about. So, this time I'm going to take one of my stencil brushes and let's pour a little paint in the cap there. So there's paint chipping off of my brush, the wood part of my brush. I don't want that soaked. But now I decided to go over it heavier than with the baby white because of this line. Otherwise, I like it. So just go ahead and darken it to your liking. I'm going heavier because of that weird line. And I'm using the brush so that I don't water it down. I love holding a paintbrush in my hand. It's one of my most favorite things to do. Alright, so let's get this covered up. We don't even have to really focus on the middle very much because that is going to be all covered too. So you don't even have to waste your Waverly ink, your Waverly wax paint in the middle. Just make sure you get a good edging. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I know it's been a fun weekend here. I'm going through some, oh my goodness, crap with Trulicity again. I don't know if you guys remember, but about 1.5 years ago, they put me on, maybe even 2 years ago. That's much better. Loving this. Okay, much better, you guys. A couple years ago, they put me on Trulicity for diabetes. Well, I am one of the people that get really sick from it. When it was introduced to me, I got so sick I stopped taking it. And then about 1.5 years later now, 1.5 years ago, they said, let's give it a try again. I'm just going to make sure I didn't get any of my wax on the other side while I was rushing and painting that with the brush, because I do want this to be a flip over version here. Alright, so anyways, it's 1.5 years later. They upped my dose finally because they never ever went up on the dosage because it made me so sick. But after about a month and a half, I started feeling much better, but because it made me so sick in the beginning, he never went up on it. And my numbers have been climbing a little bit, just slightly, and so he went up on my Trulicity, and I'm going through that same thing. So I have like morning sickness anyway with my lupus, right? It's just the way it affects me. Not everybody with lupus has that, but I do, and so I already have really bad mornings. I feel like I have morning sickness every morning. Not every morning, but a lot of them. So now I am on an increase of the Trulicity, and I'm really suffering with it. I'm telling you. Better in the afternoon and even better at night, but the mornings are really rough for me. If you are on my Facebook page, you're probably noticing that I am not even saying good morning until like 10 or later in the morning because I'm dead to the world in the morning. I am just really sick. So, okay, now we have, so bear with me, and my energy level is really low too. So there, now it looks like a nice wooden heart. We're gonna take a chippy brush and a little bit, what did I do? Wrinkle up my paper towel here. We are going to get a nice chippy brush. Let me find a good one here. Come hither. I know which one I want. And I gotta find one. Really? Okay, here's one. We'll use one of these. Okay. Is this one bigger? No. It's not. I wanted a wider one of these. That's alright. Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of our white chalk paint by Waverly, but any chalk paint or even any white paint. You guys don't have to use chalk paint, you know that. Any paint will do. I am here to inspire you. Now, because we went sideways and made kind of a wood grain, I'm going to go with that. So we're just going to go real light right across it. You can bear down in certain places if you want it darker, but you're just going to give it a little dimension. Just some dimension with our chippy brush. Just like that. Just like that. Now, whoops, I just put my hands in the paint. Jill. Jilly Will, what are you doing? Jill, and my mother used to call me Jill the Pill. It was a term of endearment, of course, right? Oh, Joe the pill. All right, I'm just gonna go a little over this and smudge that just a little because it got a little heavy and I didn't like it. All right, we'll keep this baby white. That's not too dirty. So there we have it. A gorgeous, gorgeous piece already. Let's cover up the chalk paint so we don't spill it. And now we are going to take this piece from the Dollar Tree and we are going to add a little bit of heat to the piece on here, the little gnome, because we're going to take the gnome off. So you're going to just take a spatula, stick it underneath, and then start heating that up until you can start. All right, and then turn it. Now this metal piece is going to get hot, and you're just going to keep adding. And I'm twisting my spatula here as I'm putting heat to it. There we go. All right, so it just comes right off the glue. Comes right off. All right. Now, it does leave a little bit of mess on the back, not much. You could probably even scrape that mostly off, but we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna take and use the other side anyway, but we couldn't use the gnomes on the back because it wouldn't be flat. I'm gonna take the toggles off of that as well. We'll put our cute little gnome aside, and we'll use him later. Now, I'm going to give this a little antique wax just quickly because I want to tone it down, and I need another paper towel here. Another paper towel. All right, and I'm going to just dab some of that off, and I'm just going to tone this metal piece down with the antique wax so it doesn't look so shiny. I want it to look older and not so shiny. So just get in there with that brush and zhuzh that up, and then we have to dry this good because if not, this wax will come right off the metal. I'm putting a little bit of dabble do you like, a little heavier in certain places so it kind of looks rusty. Really just going at it. All right, so let's do this. Let's give this some heat and cover up our Waverly wax here. And it's going to get really hot, so I'm going to go off camera. Found my pen. I'm going to dry this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we've gone from shiny to not so shiny. Isn't that nice? Okay, we're going to glue that right on to our, actually before we glue it on, I want another layer. I have a piece of burlap from the Dollar Tree that I just cut out a heart shape. I just folded it in half and cut it out. And I want to glue that onto that sticky piece sticking to my table here. I want to glue that. I'm going to give it a little water, a little spritz with my spritzer and a little heat. Get these wrinkles out. Kind of like an iron, right? We're just going to iron that up, get those wrinkles out. A little heat, a little mist. Makes a nice iron. And it's not going to be perfect, but you know how the Dollar Tree folds their material, then they roll it. So I should have ironed it, but we didn't go that far. Okay, so now I'm going to put a real thin bit of, let's put it on and go a little at a time. I want just thin layer of glue because it will show through. We don't want it to seep a big puddle through, right? So we're just going to do a little at a time. it doesn't have big blobs of glue sticking through it. Okay, so now we have our layer of burlap on there. Now, before we put it on our board, I have a piece of homespun, just red gingham homespun, and I want to take, and we're going to cover our, the holes here. There's 2 holes in the top, so we're going to go diagonally down on one, and then we're going to put our bow over the other holes. So let's do that. So we're just going to go up to the top. Oh, the sticky on the back is driving me crazy. Let's just take our ribbon and start it up here and fold it over the back, okay? So we're just going to put a little glue and we're just going to fold it over, and that is really hot. And then we're going to go on the diagonal across our heart, and I am trying to unravel it as I go down. So we're just going to go down and glue it on the back, and then we'll cut that piece off. I'll use something else other than my finger this time. That's so cute already. All right. So there we have it. Now we are going to take our, I have a whole bunch of cut pieces of scrap. So I have some scrap lace and some scrap some scrap material, I can't think of the word, the homespun, the lace, and then I thought we would stick in some pip berries in the mix here. So we have this mix that has more red and a little bit of orange, but some of them are really orange, so I'm going with the spool that I have that has more red than orange. So I'm just going to take a couple of picks of it. See here, take a sip of the old iced tea while we're grabbing it, and let's get our tools handy here. What's going on with the tool caddy? All right, so we're just going to snip a couple of pieces of the red and a couple of pieces of the green and white. Oh, what did I do here? Okay. I'll do that. I have to fix that wind up later here. I did from both ends. Put that one aside, and then I want a couple sprigs of the green and white, and they might be a little bit longer, but that's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 pieces of, can't remember what I'm trying to say, and we're going to take our 2 pieces of homespun, and we're going to kind of make like a star, and then we're going to take our lace and make an X, and then we're going to fill that in the middle here. Let's put our green and white and red and orange. It's really mostly red, and then we'll do it the opposite. And then we're going to take a piece of jute cord, and we're going to pinch that up, get underneath it. Should have done that in the beginning. Don't do what I do. And we're going to just take that now and cinch that up in the middle. Put your jute down first. Uh-oh, we got caught on a little piece of pipberry here. Hold everything. Hold everything. We got stuck on some pipberries here. All right, now tie that up really, really tight. As tight as you can cinch it. Flip it over, and I will finish my bow or my tied knot in the back here. Tie it as tight as you can, give it a double knot, and cut off the jute. Alright, now we're going to take a pencil, and we're going to take our little pip berries, and we're going to wind them around and around like little spirals, little tendrils. Okay, so we're going to do it on each one. Just wind it around and curl the ends of each pip berry. So cute, so easy too. Just wind it around just like a spring, just like if you were making little tendrils on a pumpkin. Okay, that's one side. Look how cute. Okay, now let's do this side. Wind it up around the pencil and do it on all 4 little pieces here. Then we can separate them and zhuzh up our little bow. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to have some sticking up, just fluffing now. Just move all your pip berries so that they can be shown and seen, and that they're in the position that you like. And if you have to twist some more, you can twist some more. Okay. Now, I have one of these bows, the little burlap, not bows, little burlap button, they call them stickers, but they're a little flower. I am going to take one of those, and we're going to put that right in the center of our messy bow with our little pip berries. How cute is that? Right there. And I was going to put this bow on the other side here, right? Maybe I will still, to cover up the other hole. I was thinking maybe I would like it up this side, but I'm going to use it on this side, but then I don't know. Yeah. Alright, you guys, I have a dilemma. I was going to put my bow on this side, right? But I kind of like it there, but then that hole will be showing. Let me look at it on the board. I don't think that will look good, no. All right, you guys, we are going to, we're going to do it the way I originally planned and cover the hole. So we're going to give it a good heap ton of glue, and we need a glue stick for the course, right? Always. Nobody wrote to me and told me if they ever used those glue ropes, those glue stick long curly ones. I'm going to cut this thing. It's a little bit too long right there. And then we're going to stick our little crazy bow right over that hole. Just like so. And I'm going to snip this off just a little bit there, that wire. And I think I will do the same here. A little excess. Oh my goodness, how cute is that, you guys? Right? How cute is that? Alright, we have to glue that on, and then we are going to, look, it went right through the holes there. We're going to glue this on really good because it is a galvanized piece and it can be heavy, especially once we have other things on it. Alright, that should be enough, really. Let's go point to point and head to head and get our hearts lined up. Ooh, that's hot. And then we're gonna take our little beader. I wonder if it would go through. No, I guess not. We're gonna take our little beader and we're gonna take, actually we might not need that. We're gonna take the jute that it came with and the toggles. So let's put all of the beads that we can right on our toggle here and see how many. We've got 2. We have 4. 6. We might get 8, maybe 10. We have to have room. Okay, I'm gonna put 10 of these beads from the Dollar Tree. They have the big holes in them, really big holes. They're the dark wood beads, and we have 10. And now we are going to put it through our holes. Right? There we go. Look at that. How cute is that, you guys? And we have a primitive side, a very farmhousey Valentine side, or we can turn it around and have this side, right? It can go either way. Looks like we got a little bit of paint over here. Let's get that off of there. All right. So we have a 2-sided Valentine decor. I love it, you guys. I think maybe it needs something else. I'm not sure what, though. So I really don't know what else to add to it. I mean, this is just not going to do it. So I don't know. I just think maybe a word might be good, but I don't know. So I'm going to leave it like this, and I might find a word. If I find a word, I'll put the word on it, and you'll see it in the photo. If not, we're going to leave it just like it is because it's beautiful just like that. Just like that. I absolutely love it. All right, so this is a great time for you to give me a thumbs up. Sharing is caring, so go ahead and share this video with all your friends, family, and social media. We're going to do a giveaway soon when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, so you'll want to hit that subscribe button. Also, I want to tell you guys about Bumble Freeze. It's been a while since I mentioned it. Sometimes it's right here in front of me and I forget. Make sure that you guys have gone to Bumble Freeze website. It's in my description every time I do a video. Try this candy. It's freeze-dried and delicious. It's the new rage. Everybody's doing freeze-dried candy, and if you haven't tried it, you're gonna love it. Let me tell you, I can't get enough of it myself. So, Bumble Freeze, freeze-dried candy. His website, Nathan's website is in my description in every video. So, all right, I want to say prayers for my friend Christine. That's where I'm just going to leave it. Prayers for Christine. And, yeah. So, everybody, I will see you tonight on Saturday Night Live on Facebook if you are one of my Facebook followers. And until I see you next time here, you know the drill. Be good and do good. Bye now.